My name is Matt Brown. I'm a commercial account executive at Nicol Insurance out of Owen Sound. Over the past 9 years since I started at Nicol Insurance, basically when I started, I had nothing. I had no accounts. I had no real education in insurance. So obviously I became certified and learned the basics. And then I turned to my family and friends to help me build relationships and gain some traction with opportunities. And since then I've been fortunate enough to find some real good centers of influence that have really gone out of their way to help me grow my business to what I have today. I've lived in the community for 30 plus years. I had a brief stint in the United States in my previous employment where I lived in Bowling Green, Kentucky and Birmingham, Alabama for roughly 3 years. But then, just like everybody else, we always come back. And it's been great. When you're away, you miss out on a lot of things. I remember getting phone calls from friends having parties or bachelor parties, weddings or buck and does, and being in the other side of the country makes it very difficult. And it's safe here. I think it's a beautiful place to live. There's a lot of things to do here. There's a lot of good people. It's a tight-knit community where everybody knows you by name. Everybody's saying hi, waving, how are you, opening doors. It's a real personal touch. I'd have to say if there's one thing that I could say within the team that I would specialize in is basically building relationships. This job isn't really about education and certificates and having credentials of any kind. It's about building trust with our clients, letting them know that we're there to help them, so that at 12 o'clock at night somebody's got a fire, they call Matt Brown. Right? They need help, they know where to go, they know what to do, and it's about building relationships, and that's something that you can't teach. And that's, I'd have to say, is the single most standalone thing that you could help you be good at your job. Nicol Insurance compares as an employer to other jobs I've had in the past with basically the amount of work they put in to help develop us. There's really no roadblocks. If there's a wall you want to smash through, you can count the management and the rest of the team are willing to get in the boardroom, help you out and smash through it. And that's the one thing that you always have that support, whether it's another employee, whether it's an admin, whether it's somebody in a different line of business within our office, or it's management team. Everybody's there to help you. And it's almost like a family. It's not even like a team, really. We're all family. We all help each other, because at the end, that's what makes us all successful. Dealing with people. The one part about doing this job that I enjoy the most is dealing with people. Every single day, it's different. It's not like Groundhog Day where you know what you're going to do. You walk into a manufacturing plant. You're doing this every single day and you wake up knowing you're gonna do the same thing, where I don't know what's gonna happen when I wake up. I don't know what one of my clients are gonna call me and they need my help. I don't know if I'm gonna be at a dairy farm, if I'm gonna be at a grain elevator, construction company, a restaurant. Every single day is completely different. And that's what's exciting, because you wake up and you're ready to go for whatever client may need you. I would have to say that Nicol Insurance separates itself from other brokerages in the fact that we're a very large team and we all work together. So it's not like one individual against another individual out there. It's whoever we're up against, it's the whole team is coming. And we're readily available to service our clients way better than anybody else. And the fact that our responsiveness, our understanding the urgency that people need to get things done. We just had a conversation before we started about 3 o'clock on a Friday, right? I'm not the one that's out drinking beer. I'm the one sitting there waiting for that call of who's going to need my help so they can get through the weekend safely and properly and that they're covered. And I would have to say that's where it separates us the most. In regards to client stories, it's like I could sit here all day, because every client that I've had, there's been some sort of special story behind how I got it. I really pride myself in referrals and helping people. Like right before I came down here, we have an issue where there's a young lady that was in a condo building and they had a fire below and created smoke damage in her condo, and now they won't get renewed. Well, their broker's not helping them, so we're gonna go to bat, and we're gonna try to find her an option, which I feel pretty confident we will, and she'll be looked after. And it's a small account. It's not like it's gonna break the bank account, but it's somebody that has a family owner that's a business of mine that has really helped me grow. So I'm gonna spend the time to help this young lady get things done. There's times where there's buildings that are very difficult to insure because of, you know, maybe it's a mechanical issue, maybe it's a roofing issue, maybe it's a claim issue, and we're going to go out of our way to help them. And I could sit here and tell many stories, but right now what we find is we're in a succession planning where a lot of the brokerages, the people that started it, the owners, you know, they're on the other end of their career, and unfortunately there's really no one younger that wants to go out and hammer on doors and create opportunities. So it's created this gap of people needing help, and that's one thing that I pride myself in is if somebody needs my help, I want to help them. And I know when you help them, they're going to help me by referring me to their friends, their family, which in essence brings back the Nicol team, because I can help give this to one of our personal lines departments, or you know, our boating side, or whatever side that is, and we come together as a team. The most rewarding part of the job is when you actually are able to help somebody. I'm sure not everybody understands what a hard market is in the insurance industry. We're in that now. It's very difficult. The insurance companies are very, very picky on what they want. They're getting rid of accounts that you've had for years, and they're hard to find homes. But at the end of the day, the most rewarding part is being able to find a home that another broker couldn't find, or a claim that they're really upset about, and you're able to come in at the other end and really get them what they wanted or what they deserved because you fought extra hard. But it's just great being able to help people and being able to find a premium within their budget. It's another thing that's always challenging, is finding these options so people have the right coverage, but at the same point can fit it in their budget. Everything's going up, including insurance. So creating options for people to find savings, it's very, very rewarding. A good insurance policy is one that the broker knows. Like, it could be a $1,000 account, it could be a $200,000 account. But a good insurance policy is one where a broker has not focused on price. They've understood exactly what the business is, knows exactly what the exposures are, and put the proper coverages in place. Too many brokers are, you know, they're focused on money. You have a $1,000 account, there's really not a whole lot of money to be made on that. You have a $200,000 account, there's a lot of money to be made, but everybody still has a business that means something to them. And a good insurance policy is one where a broker's worked hard enough to make sure that they're covered for all the exposures that they need. Bad insurance policy is one where it's just focused on price. I would have to say that all of my clients, they're paying for my services. They're not necessarily paying for the policy. I don't know if that makes sense, but they know that when they need me, they can get a hold of me. They know that I'm going to give them the most competitive possible price I can for the coverages that they need. I'm not going to, you know, I'm going to paint a beautiful picture of their business to the underwriters so I can sell it to them, but it's going to be right. There's not going to cut corners. So to answer your question, a bad insurance policy is one where somebody's just focused on a dollar value. Like right now, just to kind of elaborate, you know, people that don't go out and see their clients and send policies in the mail, they're not insurance professionals. I'm sure if you get your policy in the mail, you look at it, oh, it's gone down or it's gone up. You're either mad or you're happy. You're not going to sit there and look and say, oh, well, they removed overland water coverage and that's why my premium went down. You're going to be excited that your premium went down. Well, that's a major coverage that maybe in your area is something that you need. And to me, that's a bad insurance policy, one that gets sent in the mail and hasn't even been reviewed by your broker. You know, what fueled me to get an insurance is basically Tim Nicol. I was following a career path that I went to college for, that I was very experienced in, and one day Tim, I've been friends with him pretty well my whole life. He called me for lunch, went out for lunch, and He said, I want you to come sell insurance. And I said, Tim, you're high. Like, I'm not gonna go sell insurance. Like, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, I think you'd be good at it, and you know, it'd be good. You're kind of in charge. You can make as much money. You can deal with whoever you want. Like, your whole career path is in your own hands, which is something that I like. I don't like ceilings. I don't like limits. So it took me a while to think about it, and I did. And eventually, I researched some other brokers. I talked to other people, and I got some feedback. I knew I was only going to do commercial business, and essentially I took the leap of faith and I made the move. And what's fueled me to stay is I love it. Like, I'm a grinder. Like, I have no problem going out, knocking on doors, seeing if people need help. I have no problem making cold calls. I have no problem, you know, I've had good experiences, bad experiences, just dropping in with people to see if they need help. But like Wayne Gretzky says, you miss 99% of the shots you don't take, right? So I just love it. Every day is different, and every day I guess you miss 100% of the shots. 100% of the shots you don't take. But yeah, I just love it because every day is mine. I don't answer to anybody in here. I get to pick who I want to work with. I get to knock on whatever doors I want. I don't get pressured on sales or numbers. You know, management more asks about service and quality, which for me, management asking and focusing on that makes it a better team. Like, nobody wants to be sitting here pressured on sales and numbers. Like, that's no good. And I never have been, right? I just follow and create habits that allow me to be successful, and I just keep doing them and doing them and doing them, and every day is different. I make my own schedule. So it's exciting every day. So my process for new clients and onboarding would basically be, I have to screen people. I am a commission salesperson, so like I'm strictly paid on new business. So my biggest thing is understanding what is the real problem. Why are you coming to me? Was it because somebody said I was good? Was it just because you heard of me and you just want quotes? Or like, is there a real problem? Did you have a bad claim experience? Like, it's about building rapport, and that's how anybody's going to be successful in this industry. So I need to understand, why are you coming to me? And then based on that, then I can depict on what makes more sense. If they just want quotes, like, I got a pretty good idea tell me your business, tell me your revenues, tell me what you do, tell me what you pay, and I'll tell you if I think that's good or not. You know, why isn't your other broker getting you quotes? Why aren't they doing that? Like, for them, like, I would like to think that my clients aren't going to other brokers for quotes because they know I'm doing that for them. So you really got to understand what the real problem is, because sometimes you can just, through a 5-10 minute conversation, and it happens more times than getting accounts, is just educating somebody on what they have from another broker and telling them that they're paying is okay, right? You know, but when you dig into the policy, you can also find out, like, you know, you don't have what you need, and then say, hey, I'm willing to help you out, but are you okay to move your business to me? So everybody's got different things. And once you get somebody educated on what they're buying and they forget about the price point, because we can find a price that fits their budget based on deductibles or things that, you know, I think I would be comfortable if they self-insured. But basically just screening, finding out what the real problem is, because sometimes there isn't a real problem. They just want to leverage their other broker and make sure that their paying's right. I'll tell you a quick story that might be useful for you. I went to a client. I was just to the point where my green was going away, the wet behind the ears was gone, and I was starting to get experience. I went and I was so excited, and the guy goes, "What do you need from me?" And I said, "Well, let's have a conversation first. Who are you with?" "Well, I'm with the cooperators." "Well, how long have you been with them?" 40 years. "Oh, 40 years. You have a good relationship with them?" "Oh, yeah, I do. Me and so-and-so have a great relationship." "Cool, okay. Well, let's say 30 days from now, I come out and I got an incredible quote and it looks good. It's everything I promised, everything you wanted. Are you going to be able to go and fire him? Because you'd have to fire him to go with me." "Oh, no, I couldn't fire him." "Okay, what would you do?" "Well, I'd just get a number and get him to match it." "Okay, perfect." I said, "Now, unfortunately, I don't think this is the year for us to work together, but if anything changes your relationship and you're looking for a new, you know, I'm your guy." "Oh, okay, thanks, Matt. That's great." And that was it. So this person was prepared to let me go off, spend the next 30 days working my tail off to get a quote that I was never going to get to begin with. He was prepared to waste his time and flatter me by giving him information because he just wasn't he wasn't comfortable telling me no. But you got to get the no's. The guy didn't have a real problem. I called, he wanted to give me an opportunity because he didn't want to say no, but it wasn't a real opportunity. So the screening is the most important part of our job to prevent us from wasting, because the thing is, it's not even just my time. It's our marketing department's time. It's the underwriter's time, the insurance company. All these people are wasting time on something that isn't even real. So screening, most important part. You know, if you were to ask me who is Nicol Insurance and what it is to me, you know, it's my family. We're tight. We get along so well. I know that no matter what circumstance or what client or whatever it is, I know that even us at 50% is better than any other competitor's 100. And I know that I have management, I have admin, I have all different departments that will stop what they're doing and they will help me in whatever client it is if it's something I believe in, because we all trust each other. And that's the most important thing, is that we're a family that trusts each other. And that's how every family should work. You know, if there's only one bit of advice I could give to people in the community is, if you're one of those people that have a business that you work really hard to build and you don't want to lose it. You know, we just went through a pandemic and a lot of people struggled, and hopefully your brokers were there for you and helped you through it and found you cost savings and opportunities to keep you going. But if you're one of those clients that out there that have a business and you get your policy in the mail and you have no idea what you're buying and you have no relationship with your broker, and it's just somebody told you to go there because it was cheap or this and that, or if you're a local and you have a broker that's in the city that if a coverage was missed, they have nothing to lose, please give me a call. This community, Gray and Bruce, they mean a lot to me. All my clients mean a lot to me. I know them all by name. I don't know their policy numbers because that's not what's important to me. It's making sure they're covered, and I want to look after you. So please give me a call. I'm more than willing to hear your story, and if I can help you out, I'm your guy.